What's going on, Falcon fans? It's your boy Rakundo coming back at you with another video, and the season is over. The Atlanta Falcons go down to New Orleans and get destroyed. They get embarrassed. They make all of us say, "We are glad this season is over. Put us out of our misery." The game started off good. We thought it was going to be one of those old classics, Falcon Aint shootouts, but it was not. Second half, the Aints came in and kind of dominated that game. And just like the title says, a fitting way to end just a disappointing season for our Atlanta Falcons. Well, guys, we're going to get in that today. We'll talk about the future of the Atlanta Falcons, what direction that we think they're going to go in. Some of the decisions can make, some of the options that we probably can get, and see what's going to happen with these Atlanta Falcons, coming in 2024. With that being said, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and please subscribe to this channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys out here I talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about. Yep, these Atlanta Falcons. So, guys, guess what? Stop me if you heard this story before. The Atlanta Falcons finished the season at 7-10. Atlanta Falcons got the number 8 overall pick. Doesn't that sound familiar? 3 years in a row under this regime with Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. The Atlanta Falcons finished 7-10. They get the number 8 overall seed, and it's like Groundhog Day. Seem like nothing has changed, right? So it's going to be a interesting. Let's just start off tomorrow, right? The notorious Black Monday is coming up. A lot of coaches going to be on the chopping block tomorrow. And the question is Arthur Smith going to be one of them? What's going on, Anthony? We'll definitely get into the game today. And he said, "This is ridiculous. Arthur Smith's first head coach to have a 7-10 record first 3 seasons. Unacceptable. Tex Green game over." Yep. Like I said, just ask me, have you heard it? It's like deja vu, right? Atlanta Falcons can't even get a higher seed, right? Can't even get, if you're going to lose, at least get in the top 5 or you get a better pick or get to the playoffs, do something. But no, he's like, just once again, we got the number 8 overall pick in that little spot where, most of the most talented draft picks are off the board. Then you get a guy that's talented, but you never know how he's going to really turn out. So once again, the Atlanta Falcons got number 8 overall pick. 2 years in a row, right? Top 10 pick. That's what the Atlanta Falcons got to look forward to. So Anthony said, what happened in the game? Well, the game started off really good. So let's just put some context on this. The last 3 or 4 games the Atlanta Falcons have played the New Orleans Aints, they dominated in the run game, right? They ran over 200 yards against the Aints, right? Pretty much the Aints could not stop our run game. So, of course, you figure that the Aints going to come in and try to stop the run, right? And guess what? It worked perfectly in that first half for the most part. And the Falcons came out. They Arthur Smith called a pretty good game in the first half. Pass plays, hit quick strikes, getting the ball into Bijan's hand, making plays. The big play to Skylar Miller down the sideline. Things were good. It was a really, really good first half, and it really looked like the Atlanta Falcons was going to have one of those go back to the Matt Ryan and Drew Brees days where it's going to be a shootout between these two teams because both offenses was playing so well. Well, the Aints kind of took a playbook from the Atlanta Falcons in that first half. They controlled the clock a lot in that first half. They really did. They came out. I think one of their drops, like 16 plays for a touchdown. that limited the possessions, in the first half for the Atlanta Falcons. However, after giving up that field goal in the first half, the Atlanta Falcons was able to go down and tie the game up. We had all the momentum going into halftime. Big drive, you get in the field goal range, you kick the field goal, you tie the game up 17-7, getting the ball back in the second half, and then that's when all the wheels just fell off. It just all fell apart. Once again, Desmond Ridder throw a crucial interception. Yes, it's early in the third quarter, but from that point on, that interception, 3rd and long, you throw a pick. If you just punt the ball there, you could play field position game, whatever. But by turning that ball over there, I feel like that was the trigger, and it snowballed it from there. The Atlanta Falcons never ever to cover. One of the things that killed the Atlanta Falcons all season was explosive plays. We gave up explosive plays. If we forced teams to drive down the field, most times we was able to hold them to at least the 3 points, right? But the explosive plays today really killed our team, especially in that second half. Clark Phillip, the one thing that you can take advantage of is his height. I thought he had good coverage on most of the plays that was made on him, but his height just factor in today, going up against bigger body receivers. They was able to body him and things like that. So that was one of the things that showed up. But for the most part, I thought after that Desmond Ridder interception in the third quarter, the game just got out of hand. They started to hit explosive plays. Once again, Richard Grant cannot be in coverage. He's just not a good cover safety. He's a great box safety. He's good in the box. He's good in going on blitz. He had his 3rd sack today of the season. But however, in coverage, Richard Grant is just not what we need in coverage. The complement, to have Jesse Bates out there, such a great cover safety, then to have a guy like Richard Grant who's not really good in coverage at all. That's some of the things that the Atlanta Falcons really need to address in the offseason. But for the most part, I just feel like the momentum shifted after that interception, and it snowballed from there. It kind of seemed like the defense just like, fuck it, it's over, man. But that's what happened today. Of course, we can talk about the at the end where the Saints looked like they were trying to embarrass us. What they did, they kind of ran up the score. Looked like they was going for a kneel. I understand as a team what they were trying to do. Apparently, the coach was not aware that they was trying to go for that touchdown there at the end, and Arthur Smith kind of got upset about it. That's just, it's no big deal. If you don't want them to score, stop them, right? Football terms, but the whole etiquette thing about just what you do, what you don't have to do, trying to run up a score on the team, that's just showing respect for the game. That's why Arthur Smith was mad about it, understand it. But at the end of the day, they can do what they want to do. But personally, for me, since it's the Aint, it pisses me off because they already beat us. You got to run the score up on that. So I kind of took it personal too when they did that. So payback is a mother. Hope we can get some payback next year when we play those guys trying to run the score up on us like that. But other than that, that's season, guys. If you put this game in a nutshell for the Atlanta Falcons, turnovers at critical moments in the game. That turnover was also on their side of the field. Their plus side of the field pretty much put them in the red zone. All right, that was huge for us. The momentum shift, the big plays on defense, missed tackles on defense, things like that. All the things that was from a macro standpoint from this Atlanta Falcons season kind of all showed today, right? That's what we've seen. That's what happened. It doesn't matter either way because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won. Atlanta Falcons was eliminated once that happened, but you still wanting to go out on a bright note, and you just wanted to beat those guys. Out of all the teams, you really wanted to beat them, and then the way they beat us was embarrassing. But we got to get our get back. So don't really care about the stats and things like that. I thought some players had, outstanding seasons. Of course, we do got 2 Pro Bowlers and Jesse Bates and Chris Lindstrom. Bijan had almost 1,500 all-purpose yards. I thought Tyler Algier ran well. Both of our number 4 and number 8 overall pick was definitely underused this season. And to be honest with you, it's kind of upsetting me to the fact that the Atlanta Falcons, Arthur Smith, have made Kyle Pitts look like a bust. That's really what it boils down to. You can say what you want to say about this a running team or all that crap, but at the end of the day, when you go draft our tight end at number 4 overall, and he come away with that game with just two catches himself. I think 2 catches for Drake London. One of them probably shouldn't have been a catch for Kyle Pitts, right? Because he didn't get the other feet down. But at the same time, the fact that you draft this guy number 4 overall, and they make him look like he's a bust. He's not a bust. He just been underutilized, right? And if that's an indictment on the coaching staff, on the quarterback play, however you want to look at it, it just speaks to this season in its totality, and that's what we have to show for it. But we know change is coming. We just don't know what change is going to be. What's going to be happening. Let's get some of the questions here. Anthony said the offense was looking really good the first half until bam, interception. I knew it was coming too. I did too. I knew the interception was coming. It was like it's too good. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I just knew it. You can see it, like, because if you look at his passes that he was successful on, it was really quick. They was getting out of his hand quick. But when he had to sit back and read and try to read defenses, that's what you get, man. And then he don't squash the right, look at the right reads. If you look at some of those plays, guys are open. And so what he decided to go with the ball, it's not right. I understand he's a young guy, but when you look at a guy like C.J. Stroud, right, and decisions he make, and it's just different. It's just different. And the Atlanta Falcon, no matter what they do at the head coaching job spot, they got to go get a quarterback in. Desmond Ridder is a solid quarterback in the NFL. He is an NFL quarterback. He's just not a franchise guy. And the reason, the way I'm going to explain it to you about Desmond Ridder, why I say that, because what does Desmond Ridder, like, what is he great at? What can you say we're going to build a team around his strengths? What is his strengths? Right? He's just an average guy. He doesn't do anything great that, like, we're gonna build a team around this guy because this is what he does well. He doesn't do anything well, right? He just doesn't. And that's I don't know if we can win with that kind of quarterback in today's NFL. Maybe late older days, because you can just run the ball and be the so-called game manager. But you can't make, a wild play here or something that you can build on, which you got a God-given talent, which I don't think he does. I think you're just going to waste it. You're going to waste the talent, other talent you have on the team, just like we did this year. Be honest, I know y'all felt that interception was coming. I did. I knew it was coming. I definitely knew it was coming. What up, James? James say Black play calling. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you can blame on play calling. Whatever, man. The quarterback play is not there. You can fire Arthur Smith, whatever it is, but it's only so much you can say about bad play calling, and everybody want to blame that, but we didn't have a quarterback this year either. So I don't care what they do at the coaching position. You don't fix the quarterback position, you're not doing anything. Do you think Arthur Smith will be fired and they were gone, or do you think Arthur Blank will give him one more year to get rid of his OC and get a new OC? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know anymore, because it was the way it ended this season was bad. It really was. And then just to be 7-10 again, it seemed like deja vu. You got to see where would how to fix it, right? What do you do, right? And I think at this point, the Atlanta Falcons is at a crossroad, right? And let me explain what I mean by that when I say the Atlanta Falcons at a crossroad. So if you bring the head coach back, you have to do the things you just mentioned. You got to get rid of the OC. You got to bring in the offensive, another OC. Tell Arthur Smith he can't be a play caller again, right? The answer is, what direction do you go with quarterback? Because I just talked about it. You got to be, what direction would keeping Arthur Smith go? What direction would the team go in quarterback? Do they bring in a veteran quarterback? That would be the answer. And if you do bring in a veteran quarterback, what are you saying about the future of the Atlanta Falcons? So if you go get two guys that a lot of people been talking about, a guy like Kirk Cousins or a guy like Russell Wilson, who's 35-year-old going on 36, right? They're not, for a long-term future with the Atlanta Falcons. It's just like putting a Band-Aid on it. Yes, we might have a better record. We might have a chance to go to playoff because we got veteran quarterback play, but it's not for the long term. So I know as a GM, Terry Fontenot should be looking towards the long term. That's one thing you definitely be doing, right? As a fan base, yes, we want to win now, but as a building an organization, you want to look towards the long term. So bring about Arthur Smith. What do they do with a quarterback position if they decide to do that, right? If they decide to fire Arthur Smith, what a lot of reports saying that's the direction that they're going in my opinion, then they need to go get a rookie quarterback, because you're starting over, and you're starting over not just the coach, you're starting over the whole thing, because most coaches are going to bring in their own scheme. They're going to bring their own coaches in. Everything is changing. So yes, even though you get rid of Arthur Smith, you're starting over with everything. I don't think you keep places in place, because if you're saying, if most people saying that he's the only reason we lost, that's just putting a lot. He's the head coach. He's going to take all the blame because we lost, but he's not. He can't just be the only reason. So you have to just make changes all across the board, because the people he brought in, he hired, they had some reasons why we lost as well. So you got to make changes of other coaches as well. Like I said, on defense, right? If the new coach don't like the scheme that Ryan Nielsen runs, does he bring in his own coach? His own coach to run the defense, right? Right. We went more to a 4-3. We know with Dean Pease with a 3-4. If you bring a new coach in, what scheme are you going to run? Are the players on the team fit that scheme? It's just a lot to think about. And I know a lot of guys don't kind of dive in that deep until looking at the organization like that. But you have to, right? Because coaches come in and they bring in their own people. That's what they do. They got different philosophies, how they want to build a team, how they want to run the offense, right? Do it even like the offensive players? Just say, for an example, we run a lot of wide zone. The new coach, the new offense coach, does he run wide zone? Does he? Or does he like to run more gap or things like that? Does the offensive lineman fit that run scheme? Those are kind of things you got to figure out. It's not as simple as just saying get rid of the coach and everything is going to be fine and dandy. You have to. It's a lot of decisions going to this, right? Because this team been built this way for 3 seasons. That's just the way it has. It's been built this way. They brought in these players. This season, the first 2 seasons, and this is another thing you guys got to think about. The first 2 seasons under Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot, right? That team, both of those teams was different teams in 2021 and 2022. Both teams was different, which means this team is different from those 2 teams. So 2023 team is different as well, right? This might be the first season they can actually bring their nucleus back as well. So these are some of the things that Arthur Blank, Terry Fontenot, Rich McKay, all those guys got to get in and figure out the direction of this team, right? This team underachieved this season. There's no doubt about it. The head coach is the top of the spear. If it someone to take the blame, you got to look at him first. But at the same time, it's not just that easy to saying get rid of the coach unless they got a plan to go, right? We don't know what the plan is. Everybody calling all these guys, these names out, these new coaches and things like that. You don't know their plans. Like I said, bring what scheme they're going to run, what direction do they want to go quarterback. It's so much to think about. So that's why the report came out saying Arthur Blank is torn, because he should be, because it's not an easy decision. I know nobody's saying, yeah, it's so easy, just get rid of the coach. Yeah, man, but maybe you can fix other stuff. I'm just saying, I don't know. I have no idea what they're gonna do, right? I'm not there. I know it's gonna be interesting offseason either way for this Atlanta Falcon team, because they got to do something. They got to make some kind of changes. Can't run it back. It's no way to say you had a successful season. You can see progression here. I felt like they regressed this year. So you have to have changes. I just don't know what the change is. And if they go scorch earth and blow it up, I mean, you need to go get a rookie quarterback and start over that way. Now, what that means for us as fan base, get ready for some time, some time so what it's going to look like, because might not like what we see. So to get ready for that. Recondo, when Ritter gets confident and goes to his favorite receiver, it gets goals for it. Yeah, I mean, I guess you mean if he's going to stare down his favorite receiver, right? If he's going to stare down his favorite receiver, that's easy for the defense to key in on that. So, yeah, I don't. That's why you have to read the defenses, right? And I'll be honest with you guys, man. Just listen to Matt Ryan call the game today, and I was like, man, Matt Ryan would have ate those guys up. He would have sliced them up, man. He would have sliced the Aints up today. And that just come with with experience. I get it, but I just know. Recondo, we need a vet quarterback. Russell Wilson fits the bill. I wonder if we can get him as Arthur Smith stays. Yeah, that's what a lot of people saying. I agree. If we get Russell Wilson, I believe that he would be a good candidate to go. I think he's a veteran quarterback. I think he'll make less mistakes than Desmond Ritter. But the question is, will he put us over the top? Because he has lost a step. He has lost something. I mean, we just got to be honest about it. Like I said, and he's really not the future of this team. So if you're saying get a guy like Russell Wilson and then draft a rookie quarterback, I can jive with that, because now you're not asking a rookie quarterback to come in right away. To save the team. You're basically saying we're going to let him sit and learn, from a veteran guy. So that's one of the ways to look at it. Steve, what you got to say? What's up, Ricardo? I hear you loud and clear about the quarterback play. There were actually some good plays called, but the horrible throws from the quarterback. That being said, both need to go draft the next quarterback. See, that's see me and Uncle Steve. We on the same wavelength. We really are. That's where I'm at right now. If you get rid of Arthur Smith, you gotta just freaking let it go. Honestly, this is what I would do, right? Because I already looked at some of the books. I haven't looked at it completely, so don't quote me on none of this stuff. But do know that we owe Taylor Heinicke $7 million. If we cut Taylor Heinicke, that save us $7 million. We keep Desmond Ritter as a backup. I think he's a solid backup. Right? I think he can come in and win some games for you. I do. All right, you need those kind of guys in the league, right? Come in, win some games for you. He'll learn over time, but keep him as a backup because he's cheap, right? That's what I'm saying. We need a backup quarterback. But I would let Taylor Heinicke go, recoup that $7 million from him. Then you can actually draft a rookie quarterback. Now, my thing about drafting a rookie quarterback, though, so I don't think we can stay pat number 8, because we don't want the third best quarterback in the draft, right? We want the best quarterback in the draft. So if you're going to draft a rookie quarterback, Atlanta Falcons need to move up to get him. Right? They just got to move up to get him. That's what they need to do. They need to move up to get him. Right now, if you can go get a guy like Justin Fields, who's still young, right? You get it for a second or third round. I would not give up a first round for Justin Fields. Thought about it more and more, and I mean, he has a lot of potential. He does, but he's been in the league already for 3 years. They got to decide on his his fifth year option by May. So Atlanta Falcons basically can have him for 2 more years to see if he's the guy. But if you get him for a second or third round pick, make that option there, maybe. But either way, drafting the next guy is the way to go. Don't ask me yet who I'm leaning to in the draft. I haven't had a chance to make that determination yet. Some guys I like right off the bat. I'm definitely going to be looking closely at the national championship game tomorrow, looking at Michael Penix Jr. because the way he's slung the ball against Texas and the accuracy, the pinpoint pass that he made, I really like that. I kind of like something with a left-handed quarterback as well too. The way that just looked different, and I thought he showed a lot in that Texas game. I'm really interested to see how he play against Michigan tomorrow night, and I definitely I might move him definitely up to where I want. The way the plays Caleb Williams made when he was in college really already exciting me as well. Him and Jalen Daniels. So all 3 of those guys are right now. It's something that I'm really leaning toward. Haven't looked at a lot of film on Drake May, so I don't want to single him out, make a determination on him just yet. But those 3 guys, Penix Jr., Jalen Daniels, and Caleb Williams right now are the 3 guys I'm really looking at. And I really want to look at Penix tomorrow, and that's the championship game. All eyes be on him. And if he clears medical, because he have some injuries in college, but if he clears medical when he go to the combine, yeah, man, I think Penix might be our guy, but we just have to see. 3 Dirty says, should we move up for a quarterback or stay put? Like I just said it, we should move up, man. I think we should move up. That's just me. Just if you're gonna go for it, right? Atlanta Falcons, in this all these years, 1966, right? You look at the inception of the Atlanta Falcons, whatever. They made 2 big moves, right? They went and got Julio, right? Everybody was like, wow, you moved that way up and you get Julio Jones. And for 10 seasons, Julio did his thing, man. Almost 100 yards a game in receptions, right? Just dynamic player. I think it changed, the Atlanta Falcons had one of the best offenses over that time when Julio was here. But before that, the other big move they made when they went up and got Michael Vick, right? Those are the only 2 moves the Atlanta Falcons have made. And both of those moves turned out to be successful moves for the Atlanta Falcons franchise, right? They need to do something like this again. They need to go out and make a big move, right? They don't need to stay pat, right? 7-10, 7-10, 7-10. Atlanta Falcons need to do something, right? With all the talent we had on the team this year, it's just disappointing season. There's no other way to look around it. Just completely disappointing. It's the 3rd season, 7 wins. In addition, 3 seasons prior, too long being at this level. It's just what I just said. It's no way that we could actually roll with the 3 years in a row being at 7-10. Feel like I'm watching a Save Arthur Smith telethon, whatever. You can say what you want to say. I'm not going to get on here and just bash the coach because all you guys in the fan base think he should go. I'm not. He could go. I don't care. But I'm going to tell you this. You better hope the next guy come in, they make good decisions because it's not just easy. It's just letting the coach go. And that's all I'm saying. You can let the coach go, but what direction they're going to go in? That's the question. Right? You can throw out all the ideas about this and that and this and that and this and that. But if you don't have a direction on where you want to go with the team, after you go ahead and make a decision to fire the coach, you could put yourself back. So that's what I'm saying, right? I think they need to be really, really, intentional about their decision to move with head coach. Have a coach in mind, knowing what they're going to do with the team. Because if you jump ship on this coach and don't know where direction you go in, Atlanta Falcons can be set back. And I'm just looking at the history of other teams. Look at the Cleveland Browns. They still ain't found a quarterback yet. Look at the New York Jets, right? It's teams out there that has been mediocre for a long time in the NFL. As never really had a lot of success. Atlanta Falcons been to the 2 Super Bowls. Like I'm not saying that we haven't been, a level of consistency ourselves. We have not been, but at the same time, you got to have some direction going forward. So, and I don't care. Arch Smith, just want to let you guys know, I do not care either way if Arch Smith get fired. Don't care. Just hope they make the right decisions by what they do if they do let him go. Racondo, Chicago Bears will have a wild card during the draft next year. We maybe need to move up, like you said, and get to go. Yeah, yes, we're gonna have to. If you guys haven't seen it, the Chicago Bears pick 1 and they pick 9th. That's where they pick. They pick number 1, and they pick 1 pick behind the Atlanta Falcons. So they pick 9th overall. So they got 2 picks in the top 10. If they decide to stay with Justin Fields, now he didn't do himself any favors this game they just played. So that kind of maybe could help their decision. And what the Chicago Bears got to do? We're just talking about another team here. Chicago Bears got to decide whether if they want to reset their clock, reset their franchise clock here with Justin Fields or not. That's what they're gonna have to do, because Justin Fields has 2 years left on his contract. If they pick up this 5th-year option, then they got to pay him, right? We know the quarterback rate going for starting quarterbacks in the NFL, right? They just paid Daniel Jones $40 million a year, so the Chicago Bears have to decide that. Now, remember that general manager did not draft Justin Fields, did not draft him, so they will have to make that decision whether or not to keep him or not. It's a big decision for them, because if they pass up on a quarterback 2 years in a row, that general manager could be out the door himself, right? Especially if one of these guys turn out to be franchise. One thing about picking quarterbacks in the draft, you never know, right? It's a crapshoot, right? You just never know who's going to pan out, right? All they can do is go on projections, what they see, right? Then make sure to look at a lot of film, right? The character of the individual going in. I don't think many people thought C.J. Stroud was going to be this good this early. I think they thought he was going to be a good quarterback, but I don't know if they thought he was going to be this good this early. And they found a diamond in the rough, man. But he's not the only one that don't had success, over the years here. Like, look at Joe Burrow. He had success coming right out. Justin Herbert had not had the record you wanted, but, a lot of people think he's a quality quarterback. Patrick Mahomes played 1 game his first year, and Patrick Mahomes been in either the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl his whole career. So you never know. Patrick Mahomes was picked, number 10 overall, and Andy Reid came up from the 20s, the high 20s, to come up number 10 and get Patrick Mahomes. I mean, those guys, they did their homework, they looked at film, they saw what they wanted, and they went up and got him. Those are kind of things that you hope in our scouting department can do, or the Chicago Bears hoping their scouting department can do, to figure out if any of the guys that's in the draft, is comparable to a guy like Justin Fields. And Atlanta Falcons, they do the same thing. So that's where I'm at with that. It's really going to be interesting to see what they should do, but I'm leaning towards just going to get drafting a quarterback. I really am. That's my mindset, Raquando. The reason I chose Jerry Gray because he plans to stay and bring some continuity. Yes, if they decide to stay in house, that would be great. So if they get rid of the coach and decide to stay in house, at least you have continuity. Jerry Gray, right? He was the assistant head coach anyway. You move him in the head coach spot. You bring in the offensive coordinator. You keep some of the nucleus there. The same. That would work because now you will keep some continuity there. And basically all you're saying is the things that Arthur Smith was brought in to do from an offensive standpoint, he failed at it. And we're going to bring a new offensive mind in. That's basically what you're saying. And I can jive with that because now you're keeping some of the culture, the systems that's already in place there, especially from a defensive standpoint. So I like that idea. When we drafted Ritter, we picked up a veteran quarterback and didn't work out as well. I'm at loss for the words at this moment. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't know what they should do, man, because think about this: if you draft the quarterback and you keep Ritter or Heineke on the team, are they good? Are they good? Are they good freaking guys to learn off of? They quarterback. I think they the same person, man. Ritter and Heineke the same person to me. Like you guys I don't know what you guys think about that, but they the same quarterback. They backup quarterbacks in this league. That's just where it is, man. Said we definitely need to make sure that we have the right personnel in place to manage the team on the field. Exactly. I agree with you on that. What's up, Raquando? And I agree with you on that because I know if Arthur Blank wants to set the team back and start over or just make it through coaching staff changes, that's the question, man. That's the point. That's the question I'm making. Like, if you bring in a new coaching staff, you're starting over. You're starting over. I mean, I know everybody upset about this season, but the truth is, this is a fact. Like, and I'm just being honest about it. We had 3 different teams in these 3 years. We have not had the same team. Not 1 year. We have not had the same team. So you don't have any continuity, really. Only thing you have is the coaching staff, right? They pretty much on the offense side, which really let us down. But then you think about the quarterbacks, different quarterbacks that we don't had up under center the last 3 years. We haven't even had continuity there as well. So it's like I said, it's really, you got to think about it in those terms. The first season, I mean, the roster wasn't good at all, right? Last season, better roster, right? And we saw some progression last season. I think the biggest issue this season is we saw regression, right? But in reality, it still was a new team. It really was. A lot of these guys came here, this season. A lot of new faces on the team. We had a lot of new coaching staff on the team. I mean, it's a lot to ask a lot of guys to, come in their first year and do something special. That's what we wanted to happen because we looked at it on paper and things like that, but it didn't happen. So I know I'm just speaking facts. That's what I'm doing. Like I said, if they make a decision to fire him, hey, he the owner. Like I said, I hope they just got a plan to fix it. But what I'm telling you guys is the facts are that the Atlanta Falcons haven't really ever established no continuity in the first 3 seasons. This was supposed to be the season where you can start to see it starting to come together. and it didn't come together like we all wanted it to. It just didn't. It just didn't. It didn't. Right? Like I said, Kyle Pitts looked like a bust. You kind of didn't know what you wanted to do with CP. You brought all those receivers in. You never utilized receivers. It was a mess, man. This season was. If Arthur Smith get fired, it's all his fault. It is, man. It's all his fault. But at the end of the day, it's three different teams we had in these three different seasons. It's not like they took the team from 21 and they played the same team in 21, 22, 23, and we never improved. No, we had a different team in 21, a different team in 22, and a different team in 23. That's a reality. That's the truth. And we was hoping in 23 we was going to see some kind of progression so we can see, because we thought our team was good enough. I know every fan, Atlanta Falcon fan, when the season started, we all felt like that this team was good enough to make the playoffs. Looking at the schedule, looking at our division, it was like, hey, this is a piece of cake, man. It's a cakewalk. We're going to get in. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen, man. We seen an anemic offense all season long, right? Inconsistencies. We probably saw what 5 300-yard games, and I think we won probably one at one of those games of the 300-yard passing games, right? We saw a couple 200 some yard rushing games. Just inconsistency all throughout on the offense side of the ball. And then in the defense, in big moments, the defense didn't show up as well. So it's just, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses for the team, because that's what it sounds like. I'm hearing them out when I'm talking to you guys. It sounds like I'm making excuses for the team. What I'm saying is that it was just a lot. It was a lot, and we kind of, I think we forget about the process of what it takes to be a winner. And this team came together this year, right? A lot of new faces on defense. I think we had 3 starters on defense coming back. Grady, AJ, Richie Grant. I think everybody else was like a new starter on the defense, right? Then on the offensive side of the ball, maybe it's not an excuse for the offense. So I'm not going to even try to give reason why the offense looks so bad, because the weapons were there. So, Coop said, "What's the goal for next season?" I don't know what the goal is, because I don't know what direction the team's going in. So until Arthur Blank make that decision on what he's going to do with the coaching staff, whatever, then we could get more clarity on what's the goal for next season. Right? That's where we need to figure out. We need to find out what Arthur Blank is going to do with the team, with the coaching staff. And then we can kind of get an idea of what the goal is. That's what we need to do. And I agree with you that some of this Arthur Smith fault, but the players have to go out and execute the plays. Ritter did execute some of the plays called today. No, yeah. I'm not going to talk about Desmond Ritter anymore, because I already think I said enough about him. His play, that was a bad pass in the end zone to Bijan, but we've seen that all season long, man. Just can't get out our own way. Just where it boils down to. Atlanta just gave up. That's just unacceptable. They did. I agree. I thought after that interception, then that pass that hit Clark head and Olave caught it for a touchdown. It felt like it finna snowball, and then we just got embarrassed. I agree with you. They're said Trey Cooper, we made such a mistake with the regime. There can't be any goals for next season because this team is without an identity with this regime. Right? There you go. There you go. He said, "What's the goal for next season?" That's the point. I don't know what the goal is because I don't know the direction that the team's going to go in. That's a great point, 330. I have no idea, and I was so excited about going into this season. After last season, right? Everybody was excited about it, but this season is up in the air. Hopefully, we find out tomorrow, though. Maybe tomorrow we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out by the end of the night. Maybe they already talked about it. If you guys, out there looking and see if they already announced it, whatever. But more than likely, we'll find out tomorrow if Dr. Blank is, going to start going on a new coaching search. There's some names out there. The offensive coordinator, people mentioning from the Texans, Slomick, I think his name is. Somebody, Todd Monken was another guy people mentioned, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Some people thinking Bill Belichick could be a guy for us that he would bring stability to the team. Definitely. Well, that'll be interesting to see. We know he's a great defensive coordinator, so I wouldn't have an issue with bringing him in. The question is, what would he do with the quarterback position? We know Bill Belichick likes to don't value his players a lot because he think his system and the way he, they do their job and you'll win and things like that. So that'll be interesting to see what a guy like Bill Belichick coming in. But it's a lot of the question is, do the Atlanta Falcons going to retread another guy that was already a head coach that lost their job, or are they going to go to another new coach like he has did the last 3 coaching hires that he have had? And because if he do that, you don't know how it's going to work because it's a new head coach. So that's where this road is going down. I can't wait till tomorrow to find out. I'm really excited about it. Either way, because then we'll get a clear direction of what where this team's going to go. So that's where you need to think about. I hate to say it, but I could be wrong. But Mr. Blank might keep Arthur Smith around and change OC and draft one of these top quarterbacks. I thought that about 2 weeks ago, Wallace. I really did. I was leaning towards that about 2 weeks ago. But I don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore. Because at the end of the day, the fan base is checked out on Arthur Smith. They really are. I don't know if he can come back from it. He definitely had to make changes. I know that. So until you say bringing OC and things like that, definitely be one of the things that he would have to agree upon, in my opinion. And then they would definitely have to know that they don't have the quarterback that they need. That's one of the things they would have to think about as well. 48-17 is a tragedy. Yeah, man. All I'm saying, you know what? Looking at that score, it just put a pretty bow on this disappointing season for Atlanta Falcons. This is the perfect way to go out. Don't win. I'm glad you didn't win. I'm glad you did not, win the game. And we wasn't getting the playoff anyway because the Bucs won. So this was a fitting way for the Atlanta Falcons to end the season. It really was. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I just don't know what I'm going to do with Atlanta anymore. Well, I can tell you this. If you're Atlanta Falcon today, you should still be Atlanta Falcon tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you can go through what we have been through all these seasons, and you still here, you Atlanta, you here to stay, man. But that's what I'm gonna tell you. If you can go through the 28-3, right? You can do that. You can go through the last 5 seasons of not making the playoffs, right? Being under 500 all those seasons, right? You can do it, man. So you lasted this long, so just hold in there. I still believe that this team is going to turn around one day. It seems so far away now, just looking at this season and the uncertainty about the team, uncertainty about the quarterback position. But at the end of the day, I believe this team is going to turn around one day. And I just say you can't be a quitter now. You've been here this long, so stick with it, man. Stick with it. Let's get Frank Smith, OC from Miami. He coached at New Orleans with Terry Fontenot was there up under Sean Payton. There you go. See, I mean, we can start throwing out names. This is the time where we can start throwing out different names, right? We can start doing this. Definitely start doing this. I think a lot of people had Joe Brady on the short list too. The offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. That's another guy you can think about. So it's a lot of guys out there we definitely can think about bringing in. Arthur Smith better be going tomorrow. If Arthur Smith not going tomorrow, what y'all gonna do? I'm gonna start go out there and put a polls out there, right? I got start creating polls because I'm really interested. If Arthur Smith is the coach tomorrow, how many of you fans are gonna just forget about the Atlanta Falcons? That's a great question, right? If Arthur Smith is the coach tomorrow, Arthur Blank decide to keep Arthur Smith, will you guys still be fans tomorrow of the Atlanta Falcons? Just a question. I'm just really curious about it. Really curious about it. That's a great question because I can tell you, I'm going to still be here. Yes, I still will be Atlanta Falcon fan. Like I'm with whoever they bring in, man. Whatever they decide to do. I know that's saying we ain't holding them accountable and stuff like that, but I'm not in the building, right? I don't know. Like I said, because I just laid out all the things I was thinking about, about making the change and things like that. And I know they have to think, consider all these. We don't know what factors that they're looking at and the reasons why they're going to make the decision they make. We don't know those factors, right? Now I can tell you this: when Arthur Blank said that the playoff was not a criteria for this season, he's lying on that because he did think we was going to the playoffs. He really did. So Terry said everybody looked up to Frank Smith. I have to do my homework on him because I'm not 100% sure of his credentials and we know what he's good at. That's somebody that I'm not familiar with that much. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I want Atlanta Falcons to go for some crazy hires, man. Think outside the box, man. Like go get Rex Ryan. Like I don't care. Like at this point, we need some excitement in Atlanta, right? I want to win too. Don't get me wrong. I want to win, but we just need somebody that's going to come in and shake things up, right? That's what we need in Atlanta. And if we don't get that, we're going to just the same old. All right, it's like deja vu, 7-10, 7-10, 7-10. 8th overall pick 2 years in a row, top 10 pick 3 years in a row. Like it's just crazy, man. It's just amazing how the Atlanta Falcons. It's like Groundhog Day, man. It's like the same thing. 3 Dirty says Mr. Blank has a lot to look at. That last touchdown to me says that Arthur Smith is not respected because he's underachieving and still had that ego. Which one? You talking about the one that now? Let's the word is on the street is that Dennis Allen did not tell them to score that last touchdown. The team took it upon themselves. Jameis Winston, and Dennis Allen, he apologized for it too. And for me personally, I thought it was kind of classless as well. I don't like the Aints, man. I can't stand that team. So I hope we beat the shit out of them next year. I'll just be honest with you. Because I don't like that. I don't like you run up the score either. I don't like that crap. You had won the game, take a knee, take a win, and going out. You didn't have to score a touchdown there. I agree with Arthur Smith on that. That's some punk. You know what? I know people like, well, just stop them. Nah, whatever. I don't care. They didn't have to score that last touchdown. And because it's those guys. So next year it's on, man. That's how that'll be my mindset. Even if the coach ain't there, the players need to put that in their mindset. Remember they scored that meaningless touchdown on us to run the score up. It just I don't like that. Me personally, I agree with Arthur Smith on that. That's some bull. That's what I think about it. So, and I don't think anything, ego and nothing like that. I just think that was some crap. Take a knee, man. You won the game. It's just like in basketball. You don't need to take another shot. You go out the game, just dribble the clock out. It's the same thing. I understand that you out there playing and things like that, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, you don't have to do that. That's just me. It's me. So I agree with Arthur Smith on that 100% on that crap. But guys, tomorrow, we're gonna come back on here. Definitely talk about the coaches that been fired. We'll see if Arthur Smith is one of those guys, and if so, we'll definitely talk about the direction Atlanta Falcons need to go in the future. We'll start talking about some potential head coaches that could come in to take your spot if that's the case. That's definitely something we can look at. And then, guys, what we really want to do is we're going to look at some good things that happened over the season, because there were some good things, some bright spots. You look at what Jesse Bates was able to do. It's not a whole bunch of bright spots. Now I can say that because now I'm like, damn, I can't. It's not a lot to talk about. But Jesse Bates was one of a great addition to this team. It's going to be here for a while. We'll talk about it tomorrow because I got to think about it now. It's not a lot. It's really disappointing season, man. So not a lot. Not take pride in about this team. But there's some numbers out there from a defensive standpoint that the Falcons did do a guard thing. We increased our sacks. That was good, right? Even without a great pass rusher on the team. So it was some things that we can take positive from this season. It's just lackluster right now, just thinking about it. So that's just me. 3 Dirty says, come on, man. It's better to apologize to have permission. As was a political statement. The touchdown didn't bother me. It's a rivalry. I know. That's why I don't like it. Because I don't like them. I agree with you. I don't care that they did it. Just payback is a mother. I agree with you. I'm glad they did it too. Add dirt to the wound. I'm glad they did it too. Forget the Aints, man. I agree with you. I'm glad they did it. Don't. Yeah, whatever. Do it. I still don't like it. But I'm glad. But at the end of the day, you're right. It's a rivalry game. We don't like you. We don't like us. It is what it is. Just wait next year. We're gonna remember that crap. Man, we get some dogs in there, man. Because our rosters, we had the best roster in the NFC South. That's why it's so disappointing that Atlanta Falcons is where they're at. Because we had the best roster in the NFL. That's just the saddest part about it. We had the best roster in the NFL. So, man, I tell you. All right, guys, that's all I have today. I'm definitely going to come back tomorrow. Thank you guys coming in. I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed off after this game. Even though the Atlanta Falcons were going to the playoffs, we lost to the Aint. Like the way we lost, it was embarrassing. They could fire the whole damn team after that game. That's the way I really felt about it. But another season down the drain. And guys, we got to wait until August to see these guys back on the field. Hopefully by then, it's a lot of changes. Hopefully we got a new signal caller. Hopefully we got a pass rusher. Some of the things that I'm definitely looking at next season. But we'll get into. We got an off season to talk about those things. The draft, free agency, all those good things coming up. We got to look at the NFL playoffs is coming around the clock. Definitely going to talk about that. The Super Bowl, whoever's going to be in that, we'll talk about that. But a lot of good things coming up this off season. Thank you guys for sharing, the screams with me all season long with this Atlanta Falcon team. And we're going to be better, hopefully, next year. Let's just see how it turns out. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.